Hi everyone, I just wanted to preface this by saying that one, yes, this is finally the video game video, and two, I wanted to thank everybody for their wonderful support and heartfelt just reaching out to me and defending me for the thing that happened to me on Twitter. It has been resolved, luckily. The same day that I posted the original video bitching about it, Twitter had incidentally taken care of it. So my photo is no longer being used, and I just wanted to thank Twitter and all of the people on Twitter and here on YouTube who talked to me about it, who supported me, and who helped me through it and gave me advice, and I really appreciate that. I'm used to fending for myself and not having people defend me, so when people do, I'm doubly touched by with gratitude and by how generous people can be with somebody that they haven't met face to face. And I feel like I've already met you guys face to face because of how wonderful you are. So thank you. So let's begin. I've decided to split this video into two different parts. The first one is going to be on one video game, and the second one is going to be on the other. So if you want to skip to one or the other, you are welcome to. So this one I'm going to start with Fire Emblem Awakening. When I was first introduced to these games when I was taking care of a dear friend of mine after a car accident, and it's part of her distractional therapy. She was playing this one of the games for Game Boy that she had on her GameCube from the now defunct Game Boy Advance player for the GameCube. So we would play. So she would play it, and I would watch her on the TV while she played. And I don't like tactics games. They are hard. They require a kind of brain that I generally do not possess. But I've always enjoyed the stories and the characters and the things that they tell. So I was always bitchy. Apparently Nim is too. so excuse me. You gotta love the peanut gallery, right? Anyway, so I've tried to play advanced games in the past, like Disgaea and Fire Emblem, and even Final Fantasy Tactics, but it wasn't until this game that I finally found a tactics game that not only could I play and not scream at and not be frustrated with, but it was one that I could actually love and finally get into the characters, because it disables permadeath, and I loathe permadeath in any game. Well, like, it's a game, you don't play, like, I get that it's a realism thing, and some people really do like realistic games, but I play a video game to escape, especially now that I'm sick. So it turns out that that sole thing for this game changed everything, and I started playing it as per the advice from the same friend who downloaded the demo and said, I think you should really play it. It disabled permadeath, and I think you should really like it, and she was right. So I ended up buying my own copy of this game, and I actually have no idea how many times I've played it. I've lost track. I've been both female Robin and male Robin. I have, and I still am playing it. I haven't been able to get enough of it. It turned out to be one of the pivotal cornerstones of my therapy, especially during flare-ups. It is the ultimate distraction, and you just get really into it. The characters are wonderful. The characters are amazing, and I love that aspect that you are not only a character in the game, but you actually aren't just like the overseer like in the old Fire Emblem games. You're actually a character in the Fire Emblem games, and I really like that. I liked being able to unlock conversations, get to know these characters, and yeah, even though it's kind of a heterosexual focused game, and yes, it is kind of irritating that they can't marry same-sex couples, I still really enjoyed the fact that the couples could marry and could have and things could come from that. I'm not going to spoil it from like, oh, I almost spoiled it. No. So I like that aspect of it because it is important, and it does add a different layer to the game, especially with more character build-up and character development and more paths. And I love that. I love playing a game that has heart. And Fire Emblem Awakening has a huge, ginormous heart, and I loved that. Oh, and I still do. It is one of my most favorite games in the whole world. And it's to the point where I've been playing it almost nonstop for 2 years now. Ever since I got my DS, I've been playing it, and I take it everywhere, and it is one of the leading sources of my therapy. And I can't recommend it enough, really, especially for people like me who have a chronic illness and who are occasionally bedridden. And or are in the midst of a flare-up and they can't really move around that much. It's definitely, you don't have to be a tactics expert to enjoy this game, and you don't have to be a tactics expert to pass it. And I know this because I passed it, and I've passed it myriad times. And I suck at tactics games. I have since I was a kid, and I always will. But it's almost like Fire Emblem is like the tactics game for people who do not play tactics. And I love that. I love that they branched out. And I have heard rumors that there's a sequel, and there better be a sequel with software transfer, because if there isn't, I'm on your ass and I will kick your ass, because I must play it. So I guess with that is, it's also the first game, well, the first story that's touched me enough to want to write about it. And that hasn't happened since I got really into Avatar, not Blue Pocahontas Avatar, but Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then Legend of Korra. I've been in writer's block for so long. Most of you know that, and if you're new to the videos, I write fan fiction, I write real fiction, and I do get writer's block. And there are some fan fictions that people have been begging me to update that I haven't been able to yet. This is why, because I'm sick. But at the same time, a tool for my sickness has also aided me into getting back into writing again, which I love. I love being able to have a creative outlet like that. And I love that games aren't just games, that it's just not go from A to B and win a princess. It's actually just like, the game has two different endings. It has different paths. You can choose which characters you want. You can choose which characters you don't want. The only problem I really have with it is that it wasn't long enough. I wanted it to be longer, but I can understand why it was so short, because there was just so much meat to it. There were so many layers to it, so many characters, so many story arcs, so many different things you have to unlock, blah, 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 blah. And that's why. But if there's a sequel, I'll be happy. So, and I wanted to mention it as well because my favorite character, I guess it goes without saying, aside from Robin, is Lucina. And it's just because of how she grows up. And I'm not going to say who Lucina is, because that's just a spoiler. But when you do meet her, you will find out. And I've always loved characters like that, characters that go incognito and kick ass and take names, but also who are brave and strong, who also have facets. She's a bit serious, but look at what the fuck she's been through, and I just love Lucina. She's a fabulous character. And I love Robin. Like, I love how Morgan comes into it. I love the different layers that are in with all these characters, and I'm not going to spoil it. I just want to say generically, I love the story arc. I love Robin. I love Lucina. I even love Crom, as dorky and stupid as he can be. And the voice acting. Oh yeah, let me talk about this. I'm a voice acting snob, and I don't generally like English voice acting ever since I discovered how shitty it is in comparison to the original source material. So I thought that this game, Fire Emblem, would be the same. But, and this is similar to Tales of the Abyss, I discovered that I actually preferred the English soundtrack in comparison to the Japanese, save one exception, Olivia. Olivia's English voice actor, I'm sorry, she's terrible. She just sucks the life out of the character and makes her sound like a dumb bimbo. And I couldn't get into the character because of that. Whereas Japanese voice is still kind of grating, but not as grating. So that's a problem I had with it. But other than that, I couldn't believe how much effort and time and love and fabulousness was put into this game, even in translation. Like, there's millions of things that I haven't done yet, because I don't usually do the downloadable content if you have to pay for it. So I know I have myriad ways to go if I ever want to go that way, and I like that. I like that option. And it's something that means a lot to me. So already this video is getting to be 10 minutes long, so I'm going to cut it off here. Next video will be about this one. See you then. If you give a crap. If not, let me know. Push the thumb, either one. I don't give a shit as long as it gets you pushing it. Leave a comment if you agree, and if you want to talk to me and stuff. And again, I try and update as much as possible, maybe once a month or so, but I'm going to try and step it up, especially if these videos become more popular. It's almost 10 minutes. Okay, I gotta go. Okay, bye-bye.